Hello, 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 hello. It's Econ Rebel back again. We're doing another live. Alrighty, so let's get into a winner for last night's. Let's have a quick look. Now, last night's a bit short. It was a big day for me yesterday, so I just did an announcement for the winner, and hopefully we'll do a little bit longer tonight in the usual format. Alright, so let's find a winner from last night. Let's click on pick a winner. Let's see who the lucky person's going to be. Rommel's Sniper. Well done. Okay, we got a question here. In order for BTC to be healthy again, it has to go below 9,000. All right, well, that's probably more of a comment than a question, which is good. Let's send some Bitcoin Cash your way. So let me do that right now. We're getting low on our Bitcoin Cash. We'll have to top it up again shortly. And Rommel, when you receive that, just let me know, and that would be great. Okay, that's done. I've got that away. So yes, for BTC to be healthy, below 9,000, definitely. We'll have a look at some charts again tonight. So we've got on our live tonight, we've got Manto, welcome, and Chanel. Hey, how you doing? All right, so we've got, let's have a look. Let's look at the market. So I'm sure you guys have seen what's been going on today. And if you haven't, it's been interesting. So we go to CoinMarketCap. And if we have a look right now, it's red, 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 right across the board. It's hard, there's only one DigiDeo or DigiXDeo, which has gone up 50%. The rest of the market has gone down, I would say, well, most of it on average, I would say 30%. So huge losses across the market today. Probably the biggest I've seen in some time. And it's been going on for days. So, do I look worried? No, I don't look worried. Does it make my portfolio look so small that, you know, you could cry about it? Yes, it does. But I'm not worried because nothing else has changed. The price has changed for these coins, okay? So people have been selling them off and the price has come down, okay? But what else has changed? These projects are still happening. The same people are still doing their same thing. They're working on these projects. They're programming. They're out there talking to new customers. They're developing new ICOs. They're building technology. None of that's changed. That's still going on. So the mere fact that the market has dropped 20-30% is immaterial because these things are still going to produce in the long term. It might not be today, but they're still going to produce results out of the technology they have. Okay, so this might be just a temporary thing. It might be that this is the last. It might be another couple of days of going down with the price, but once it hits a certain level, you'll think bang, and it will just take off again, and you'll be like, oh, I should have bought then. Okay, so we'll have a look at the charts at the moment, but essentially everything's down. We're talking 8K for Bitcoin, Ethereum, from $1,000 to $825, 70 cents for Ripple, Bitcoin Cash down to nearly $1,000, Cardano 30 cents, Neo all the way down, even EOS $8. So basically the whole market just down, down, down. All right, so let's have a look at some news. Is it news that is causing the problem? Well, let's take a look. So we'll look at Cointelegraph and see what they got. Yes, nearly at 500, 497, I think. I don't know. We might have our official 500 tomorrow when I break that mark, but we're so close. I think it stayed at 497, nearly off for hours. So I don't know. Mine's still saying 497. So it'd be great when we hit the 500, probably tomorrow. Let's hope. So here's some news we heard. We had this one here. There was some sort of previous news about India and how about regulation, how they were going to ban. Basically, it says here the government does not recognize cryptocurrency as legal tender or coin and will take all measures to eliminate the use of these crypto assets in financing illegitimate activities or as part of the payment system. Okay, so that's what it was saying there, and they were talking about that in the budget speech. Okay, and this is India's central bank. Now that was what basically was going on here, but there was the question is whether or not it's going to be, you know, banned or not. We've seen this before where countries, oh yeah, we're going to ban it, and then 2 days later it's, oh no, we didn't say ban it, we're just going to try and legislate it or do something like that. Okay, well there you go. So we have some news. Shelhal from India says it's no banning, it's just FUD. Well there you go. I was hoping that we've got some people over there that will let me know. See, that's the thing, you'll get this news and it's reported, and the question is, you know, what does it make you feel? Does it make you want to sell out because this is bad news, I've got to sell out? Honestly, that's the worst thing you can do. But this is what general people do. When they come into the market and they see bad news, they think, oh, this is bad, I'm going to sell. Or if it's banned in another country, I'm going to sell. Whatever bad news, it helps people sell because they're afraid. They're afraid of what's going to happen, okay? And this may have something to do, like this type of news may have something to do with the price going down. But I think it's more than that. So this was a story about India. We might find out that it really isn't true. There's nothing like it. They always take little bits and pieces, but maybe it doesn't show the full gamut of what's going on. Okay. Hey Ledley, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. So there you go. So the government says they don't accept coins as crypto as legal tender. Well, not many countries do. Okay. It doesn't mean you can't trade it, but the Indian media created the FUD. So thanks for the update on that. Appreciate that. So that was one story I saw come out. Now there was, what else did I see? I wonder if this article here, I think it was Coinbase. So I'll just see if this article was the one talking about it. Okay, actually not the article, but I saw about Coinbase. There was a story of them sending. I think there's a special form that you have to fill out when you're in the US. Now I've written some books on Amazon, right? And when you are from another country and you list on Amazon with your books, you have to fill out this form. I can't remember what it is. I'll try and find it for you. But it's a form to say about your tax, whether you're outside the country or inside. Basically, it's a way of them knowing to collect tax or not, okay? So the IRS handles that in the US. And essentially, you know, you have to declare where you're from, what the and whether you're going to pay tax or not, okay? And they want to be able to tax you. So I've heard that they're going out into Coinbase, sending out information to say you have to lodge these forms. And this particular one here, it's saying with Australian, it's a form of property, and any financial gain. This is from Australia, so this is from where I am. Any financial gains made from selling Bitcoin will generally be subject to capital gains tax. Yep. So look, our government works simply. If you're making money, they want their cut. Okay, you know, it's as simple as that. Bit like the mafia, right? So they want protection money. You've got to pay the money to them, otherwise you'll end up in jail. It's as simple as that. So that anything that it wouldn't matter what you were doing. If you were just selling bits and pieces, secondhand stuff or whatever, if it's your main source of income, okay, you're going to be taxed on it in this country. So this happens all over the place, and eventually they'll try and crack down, and they'll send letters to for taxation of people. So that's, this was some news there. Now notice, remember we had before this whole South Korea with banning. So now we have an article with South Korea Finance Minister confirms there's no ban on crypto. Okay, so there is no intention to ban or suppress the crypto market, he said in a statement. And this was South Korean Finance Minister Kim Jong-un. Yeah, so that's what they're saying there. Now, That was reported by Reuters on the 31st of January. So it's interesting to see how we had this big South Korean ban, and then now we're going, no, there's no ban. So this stuff goes on all the time. You got to be careful in news and how it makes you react. If you read news or watch news and then make a decision after that based upon that news, then you can be easily manipulated. Okay, so you got to be careful of that when you get into this space. You sort of got to look at the news as an overall thing and not get too emotional about it. You just got to see what the sort of trends are in the news and how the market reacts to it. And also sometimes just because you might associate and say the Bitcoin price dropped because of this to do with the government, and that may not be the case at all. It's just that happened to be at the same time as what's going on. So don't always put out the news and link it to the price. All right, so what else did I see in the market? There wasn't much. There wasn't like, anything too crazy about the news today. I'll just have a look on investing.com. One of you guys suggested this one to me a while back, and every day I've been checking out just to see, what it's like, and just to see what the news quality is and stuff like that. And it's got a few other things. So we just go to news, crypto news. I'm just trying out different news sites. Twitter, I think Twitter's the best, but you've got to be linked in. You got to make sure you're following the right Twitter accounts to get some of that news. So there wasn't too much, there wasn't many people talking about the fact that cryptos, there's a couple of articles here about Bitcoin sliding further down. Bitcoin drops below $8,500. Also, Bitcoin price drops below 8,000 the first time since November 24. So we'll have a quick look at that article from CNBC. And I'll show you a chart shortly of these graphs. But, basically it's just been down, down, down all day. So what we'll do is we'll have a look at, let's bring up Coingy. I was having a look at Coingy today, just having a look at the charts and see what's happening. So I'll bring up, let's just have a look at GDAX. Just one of the exchanges, plenty of exchanges, but let's have a look at GDAX, Bitcoin versus USD. All right, so this is a hourly chart. See it dropping off to the right-hand side here. We'll just switch it to we'll switch it to a day. Let's have a look at it on a day basis. So this is what's been happening. If we scroll across a little bit, you can see right now, according to GDAX, we're at 7,800. All right. Now, it's a massive drop. We've had like for the last probably three out of the 4 days, big drop there. And then we've had some drops up here as well. So, but right at this point, just around the 8,000 mark, okay, and we just dropped below it. This was, up to this point, this was, not too bad. But when it hit basically 8,000, that's when it skyrocketed. And literally this was like the 23rd, 24th of November. And within just a short few days, it went to 20K, all right, for Bitcoin. That massive move. And a lot of people are saying, and okay, then we swung, we had a few different moves here where it retraced. But people, all they saw was that 20K, and a lot of people bought in at these levels. And then it's come back down here, and people are worried, like, oh, I've lost half my money, blah, blah. But the thing is that up to this point, if we scroll back this chart, that was when it hit 8,000. This was what? So it was down here. This was at the 1,000. And we're up to 2,000, back to 2,000, 3,000, 2,000. We went up to nearly 5, back to 3. We went up to 8, back to 5. We went up to 8, and then it went crazy. Okay, it then went to 20K. So you have a look at this 8,000 and remember where we were at that stage thinking, wow, that's pretty incredible. And then it blew out of proportion. But if we now come back, we're now essentially at that 8,000 level again. So at this stage, Bitcoin had 8x'd. It started off about $1,000 during the year, and it was at 8,000, so it's 8 times increase in the year, which is pretty phenomenal. So at this stage, we're at this. Now, the question is, is it going to go further down, or are we going to see it start to be stronger? Don't know when that's going to happen, but we can have a look at some different things. You would have seen me put a few charts. Let's have a look at a array. We'll put an array on here. So you would have seen me just do this simple little trend line, and as you can see, this little trend line here is completely broken that and gone through. Now, normally what that means is that in this particular instance, it's broken that point, and that's why it's been struck like downwards, this downwards movement. Now, how far can it go? So the next area of support, it definitely there was a big area down here around 3,000, and also this area here around 5.5. Okay, and then the next area, which is 8,000, which we're roughly at now. So we're either going to see this market where the whales come in, where people with huge amounts of cash that are going to come in and buy up Bitcoin, and then it's going to continue up. Because you remember, if you wanted to get in at a cheaper price, this would be the time to do it. Anywhere in this period now, because up here it was fairly hexy. You're looking at 20k, and a lot of people bought in there, but it wasn't really the best time to be buying. It would have been better off selling in this period here, because it was just going up so much. It wasn't. If you'd been watching what was happening to the price before, and then you realize how much it went up, you would have realized, hey, this is probably not a good time to buy anymore. Okay, and I remember when this was going on, I was just saying to myself, this is crazy. It doesn't even make sense to me. And this is the result. Even though it's taken probably nearly 2 months to come back down to that level where we are here. All right, so we're going to see two things. We're going to see this continue to drop, maybe down to 5,500, or we're going to see this bounce and then just start to move on. Now, it could move sideways for some period of time, or it could continue moving up this line here. So that's usually what will happen. It never goes in straight lines. So you'll see movements up, and then you'll see movements down, and this might be the bottom, and then it will continue. But you can't sort of predict that sort of stuff. But depends on what you're doing with your trading, or whether you're holding, investing in the coins. It depending on how you're doing the market. Some people would have sold here, and they would have been out and maybe held on to US dollars. There's other people that would have kept on holding and still holding, but maybe they bought down here and when it was $1,000. But all these people that bought above 8,000, they would be in a bit of pain at the moment, because if you spent a lot of money and you bought it when it was up here and then it's down here, you've lost half your investment. Well, that's what it looks like on paper, right? So the question is, do you sell out like everyone else here, or do you hold on? And it's all about what you believe and you think it was going to happen. The companies and the people and everything that's going on has been going on for some time. It's not going to change the fact that they're still going to make these new technologies, these new projects are going to come to light. So if you go out, so 6 months into the future, when these projects come online, do you think the price is going to still continue down? Do you think that some of these companies might come out with a product to do with the blockchain that other companies use, and then they bring in not only crypto, but they bring in like US dollars or other currencies? They might be solving a problem that will start to make their company big, and also if it has utility in that token or coin, and that's part of the system, then that coin value will go up as well. Okay, so these are the things to think about. Long term, is it going to move up? And if you believe that we're going to get back to 20k or even 100k with Bitcoin, then yeah, this is just a little correction or a retracement, whatever you'd like to call it. Yeah, and it is a big one, but hey, look at the move we had here, and this is basically in the opposite direction. So, but when you go back, in time, you'll see when it was at 1200. And you'll see when it was at 600 and it went all the way up to 1100 and all the way back down to 700. So this has been going on a long time before, if you've only just new to this. Okay, we go have a look at this little bit of a chart here. So in this area here, this was back in May 2016. So this, we're at $400-500, big move up to 780. And to give you an idea, like, this is how much, wrong one, we'll just do the other one. We'll do a price range. So from here to this was like a 70% increase, okay? And then it came all the way back down, and it would have went down, let's have a look. It went down about 40% and then continued sideways for a while before it continued onwards. And that took it took about a month or so to get up to there, and then a couple of months to get back down. And then it was a bit of a bounce sideways, and then it kept on going up on a trend. So this stuff repeats over and over and over. And you just look in the past, and okay, it's not saying it's going to happen in the future, but you've only got the past to work from, and patterns that happen in charts, and also the basics of understanding of how blockchain works and the technology behind it. So this has been going on for a long time. So when you see the price right now and you see it move all the way up and all the way down, if you've got dollars and you want to get into the market, this would be the time to get into right now. Here was good, here's good, here's good. Any time now, because it would have been when it was 8,000, you would have liked to have bought it when it was 3,000. Same thing. And when every time there's an opportunity, like here, it hit nearly 8,000 and retraced all the way back momentarily back to 5-6. Same with this one here, went to 5 and then went all the way back down to 3. So you do have an opportunity to buy. You've just got to be ready for it. Okay. And now when we're at 7,800, this is a time to buy. Now, it might continue to go down, but I can guarantee that sooner or later, people are going to come in, institutions, investors, and they are going to buy up big. They are just going to hammer Bitcoin, and you'll just see it one day. It'll just go bang, and you'll see 3 days in a row. Like, see this here where it's 3-4 days in a row and then continued up. That's what you're going to see. And we might see a little bit of a retracement and back again. But we're going to definitely see some major support coming soon. Okay, so that's what I think of the markets, and that's why I don't worry about what the price is going to do, because in the future, if you believe that it's going to go somewhere, then there's no problem. Okay, but if you sell off and you're worried about it, maybe this is not for you. Maybe you shouldn't get into coins. Okay, so we've just been talking about Bitcoin, but generally this is the market. Essentially what the market is happening. Alrighty, so I think I've covered a little bit with that. What I might do is just close some of these screens down. I'll see if you guys have got any questions for me. Let me have a look in the live. Hey Rommel, how you doing? I'm glad you're a winner. I sent you some Bitcoin Cash then. So Manto, do you think it's a good time to buy, or will it go lower? It doesn't matter whether you buy now, or you could try and guess if it's going to go lower, but you basically buy. This would be right now the perfect time to buy. Every time there's a major panic or a drop off, like we haven't seen a 15% drop for a while, and Ethereum and Ripple and 20-30%. That's a huge drop. Okay, so that because of this, it is a good time to buy, and it's also against this part here. This 7,000-8,000, this area here is definitely, this was like a resistance. See how when it went to this 8,000 level and then it came back and then it stayed at this level and then it jumped above it and then continued. This is like a strong support level. Now it depends on whether it's going to break through that or not. Don't know, but this is a major support level, and if it breaks through that convincingly, the next one's going to be close to probably 5.5. But it depends on how far, when I say the market, you got to remember that there's some big players in the market, and if they decide that they're going to let this fall a little bit further and then get in and then buy up big, you might get it down to 5,500, and then it's going to ride it all the way up again. Okay, so yeah, there's nothing wrong with getting in now. There's nothing wrong in it if it gets getting lower, because the lower you get Bitcoin for, it's a scarcity thing. It's not like normal money where it's being printed, okay, and diluting in value. Bitcoin is not diluting in value. Most of these cryptos are not diluting in value. So you're comparing it to something that just gets printed up and it's paper, and you're comparing it to something that has a fixed finite amount of Bitcoin or crypto. There's only so many of them. And so that's where the value is. So this price will go up. But at the moment, the market is pushing it down, and you just need to decide to buy. And if you can, this is when you buy. Okay. And if it drops further, this is when you buy. And you might say, well, it might go all the way down here. Well, it might, and you buy more. And because the reason is there's nothing fundamentally wrong with this system and the technology behind Bitcoin or anything like that. This, it's going to change the way the world is. And there's plenty of companies out there that have invested in it and are making it work. There's ICOs every day launching. And because of this, it's going to continue to grow and be more demand for these products. Okay. So Rommel says, you're sad because your position is liquidated. No good, mate. No good. What else we got here? Which alts am I in? And let's have a look. Yeah. One thing is, if you don't have enough cash set aside, you can't buy when the market dips. So if you don't have any cash in the bank, you can't buy at times like this. So if you're all in with crypto, that's great, but you can't, buy more, because it's like this. When you're buying it for 20K and paying twice as much as maybe down here when it was 10K, you're not buying as much Bitcoin, okay? And then when the price drops, you can essentially buy, if you had the same amount of money, you could buy twice as much. And if the price reduces further, you can buy more, because eventually this is going to go up more, and you will have, in this period of time, because you've bought more Bitcoin, you'll have more Bitcoin, and the price will go up in the future and be valued more. All right. So yeah, I might just finish up with the charts there. So we've covered all that. Now, if you guys have any other questions, I'll be too happy to help you guys out while you've got me on here. So we're only about a half an hour in. I've got probably another 10 minutes, and we'll answer some more questions. But one of the ones was whether I'm going to go into like alts, like if I was going to be in alts. So like one of my, let's have a quick look at the alts. So, alts is essentially everything but Bitcoin. All right. You can look at Ethereum. Some of the other ones there, but it all depends on what you want to do. If you want to hold for maybe the long term, like a Bitcoin, but you want to hold it for a long term, you'd be looking at something like Ethereum. You may be looking at Litecoin. Okay, you might be looking at some of these big projects like Cardano, Stellar, and EOS, and NEM, and IOTA, because these are big they're basically like blockchains, okay? So they're big projects that take a long time. Like this EOS it's been nearly a year and they're still doing their ICO, and you've had plenty of time to buy into it. And it started out, I think, around about $2 for the ICO. So this has been going on for some time. These projects will take a year to 2 years before they get traction. And that's how long it takes to program this stuff up, all right? And other projects are a bit quicker, like apps, they're a bit quicker. But essentially, these big projects take time. They would be something you'd invest in long term. And then, of course, you got all your, maybe the stuff that's not in the top 100. Maybe something that's in maybe 200, 300, 400 on the list. Maybe you're getting into ICOs that are basically coins that are just starting. So the initial coin offerings, if you're not sure what that is. So there's plenty of different alts to get into. Some of the ones that, I'm mainly in ICOs that I get into. I've talked about privacy coins before, like some of them, Verge, what's another one? Zcash, Monero. So some of these coins, because they're to do with privacy, and that's going to be a bigger trend that's going to happen into the future. So those are a couple of ideas that you would do, and you've got to do your own research. What you think's going to work for you. There's no point in investing in something you don't believe in. Otherwise, when the market goes down, lots, you're thinking, oh, I've lost all this money, and then you sell out, and you don't want to do that. If you're going to invest in this stuff, you need to know that in the future they're going to have their products, and it's going to make for a better world. It's going to do something, valuable, and people want to use that. And if you believe that and they can deliver, then the price is only going to rise accordingly. Okay. So another one too is these exchanges like Qcoin, and also the other one that I'm in is Binance. Where is that one? There, this one here, Binance Coin. So they're like two coins that you need in exchanges. And basically, it's instead of using like USD Tether, you would use the Binance Coin or Qcoin. And they have different things for having holding. Some of those, I think with Qcoins, if you hold those coins in there, you actually get paid to hold the coins. So yeah, there's different things with different coins. It just depends on what you're into. All right, so yeah, there's some alts there. Mainly I look at the ICOs. Even like if I have a look at, there was one I saw today. I can't think it was called. That's right. We'll just have a look at ICO drops. A quick look. But I came across another site today. It was similar. I think it was just coins. I'll try and remember what it's called actually. I'll just bring it up on here. My other computer. Just give me a second. We'll have a look what it was. It could have been that one. Let's have a look at this one. So these are some of the ended ICOs, okay, that have just happened. If we randomly pick one, we'll go down here. Now the market's down, right? We'll just pick Devry. I don't think I've picked Devry before. It was only 19th of January. So it's down a bit. See how it's 0.89? So it's down. Probably not a good time at the moment with the market being the way it is. I'll pick another one. Let's have a look in SurePal. See if we've got, this was 16th of January. 1.82%. So that's, even though it's not 2x, like to put that in perspective, we lost 20%, like, or 30% on the market. Well, this is like increased 180%. Okay, so if it was $10, it went to 20, nearly $30, $28 or something like that. So yeah, so even though the market has gone down considerably, this ICO that just come out is still showing good returns. Okay, and that's what happens with some of these ICOs. You get ones that you do really badly. You still got to know what you're doing when you're picking these new coins. But essentially, there's definitely some good money to be made. Should we have a look at Polymath? I think that one just listed. Oh, that one's pending. 13th of January. Okay, they got no details on there. That's okay. Just having a quick look. There's one website. Oh, here we go. So this is a similar one. It's called Token Data. Tokendata.io. So tokendata.io. This is similar to ICO drops where it talks about different tokens and that. And if we have a look, this main page will load here. They have a thing called return. You can actually sort it by returns. So if we click on returns, we'll just see if it sorts for us. Click on it again. Okay. So this tells you when this coin started. Okay, so this started 1 year ago, January 2017. So pretty much 1 year ago. It was 1/10 of a cent. Its current price is $1.36. And the return is 1,683x. So, someone who invested in 1 year ago into that coin. So put $1,000 into it and times it by 1,683.58. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I think we're at 1.6 million if you put $1,000 in. So there you go, an instant millionaire 12 months later if you invested $1,000 in Spectre coin. So this is the most interesting thing about some of these coins. When you get in early, when they're not doing anything, when they're at a cheap price, and it's all relative. Some things are more expensive, but they got limited amount of coins. They might only have, like Bitcoin's, let's say got 21 million, and other ones have got billions of coins or tokens. So you got to take that into account. But with these ones here, just have a look at some of the earns. Like this one here, Stratus 1000x, Neo. So Neo was a big project, started out at around about 18 cents and now is at 130. Now the thing is, if you get into these coins early enough, it doesn't matter when you're at the market now when the market's dropped 30%, because when you've got a return of 693x on your money, when the market drops 25%, it's you don't even notice it, okay? This is the importance of getting into good projects, getting into coins and doing your research, getting into ICOs, and then deciding to hang in there for the long term. So you might decide to go 12 months and not even look at the coin, okay, if you believe the project. Or if you're more active, you might want to you get into it and check it every day or something like that. Depends on where you're at with how you want to invest or trade, okay? But the important thing is you do some research, find projects that you want to get into, and you need to have a look at the returns. Now, there's no point in putting $10 or $100 into this. So, for example, let's have a look at this one here, storage. This one here is a great. I think they got let's have a look at the website. I went to this one before. Here's a great example of actually a project that you can actually pay money for. See, they got a pricing page. Not many have done this already. So you can buy storage or and this is how much storage and bandwidth is. So if you want to store stuff, it's 0.015 cents per gigabyte per month. Plus they give you 25 gig free for the first 12 months. And you can pay. They show you the prices compared to Amazon. This is an example of the blockchain working. They're creating this product, and this product is getting out there, and they're collecting money for it. And this actual token increases its value because more and more people come on to use this platform. Okay. Now, if we have a look at that, it came out a few years ago. It came out in August 2014. And it was just under 1 cent, and the current price is 91 cents. It's at 100x return. So if you put $100 into that, I always like using my calculator so I don't screw up the math. $100 times 100x, you'd have $10,000. So $10,000 is pretty exciting. You've waited since 2014 for that to happen, okay? But what happens if you had done a little bit more, saved a little bit more, and put 1,000 in? You'd have made 100,000. So $1,000, you waited a few years, and now you've got $100,000. So you can do that method where you just get into it as much as you can, and then you hold for the longest period of time for the returns. Okay, that's one way of doing it. And the other way you can do it is when you make profits, whether it could be 2x, 3, 4x, then what you do is you would sell and then get into another coin, okay, being a bit more active with it. And this is actually creating a compounding effect. And the more that you can compound something, the quicker that you can grow the amount of money you have to invest in the next thing. So you could have done that, or you could have went into projects with your $1,000 or your $100 and maybe 2x, and then next time put 2,000 into it, 2x, got to 4,000, and then you build this up, and then when you get to a project, then you can afford to put maybe 10,000 into it, because when 10,000 times 100, that's a pretty good return. So these are the things you got to think about when you want to get into coins. It depends on if you, as I said, if you're trading or if you're holding long term. But there's some massive gains. And yeah, I know the market. You got to remember, Bitcoin only went 10x in 12 months. Now you might be saying, "Oh, this is like 2014 coin." Well, let's look at Quantum. April 2017 hasn't even been 12 months and it's at 75x. All right. Let's go a bit further down here. Zilliqa, January this year, started less than a cent, is now at 5 cents, and you've had a 16x return since January. January just finished. We're talking less than a month, 16x. That's just incredible. So this stuff is, and this is going on. This 16x happened while the market went down from 20k. Bitcoin went from 20k down to 10 and now 8. And now while we're talking, it's down to 7.6. So it's still going down. Let's have a look. So this is the market depth. All right. So you can see here, these are in the green area. These are the bids. This is what they want to pay for it. So someone's come in here with 10 BTC. They want to buy 10 BTC, and this is the price, and these are the sell orders on the other side. So as you can see right now, they want to someone wants to do this buy, but on the sell side, you've got someone with 8 Bitcoin, and that's how they match up the prices. So, you know, it could go down further. You know, who knows? Look at this. See this here? 50 while we're looking at the screen. See how that big jump? So now this here is 63 Bitcoin. 54 there. But on this side, they're only selling 5. So what that represents is that price right now is going to halt on this exchange. Unless someone wants to sell. Well, here's an example. We're up to, see this here, 124 Bitcoin. So let's call this a whale, right? Let's call it one transaction. I don't know if it is one transaction, but let's say it is. This is one whale that's come in. They've come in with 124 BTC. They've put their buy order in. There's no one on the other side to sell. If someone sold more than 124 Bitcoin right now, the price would smash through that and continue going down. So someone has to sell out that amount for that to happen. And right now, no one's entered the market. Now it's at 100 BTC. Okay, so this is what happens and why you know, prices might stop. It might stop. It might take, who knows? It might take these levels. It might go to more. It might be 200 BTC. But it gets to a point when the sellers, the people selling it, cannot sell it because they can't sell enough because of so much of the now see that sell order, where is it gone now? See how it's gone, and we're back. This 85 BTC will change on the screen in a second, but notice when the price went down, and then you've got that massive buy order for nearly 100 BTC. Okay, and when that order is placed in the market, you know, and there's no other sellers, the price is not going to move further. And what happens is other people who want to buy jump in front of that big buy order, and you get all these little transactions that happen. And so now we have a look at it. We're back to 10 BTC. So this happens all the time, and we're at 7,500 now. Okay, So it depends. This is what support is when someone comes in, whether it's an individual or a group or an institution, and they just put a buy order in for a huge amount of Bitcoin or whatever crypto. This is what prevents that from going any lower, because the sellers can't push it any lower because there's huge buy orders there, and the price won't drop any further. Okay. All right. So I'll just have a look at some of your questions in the live. What do we have a look at here? So yeah, some people are saying that the price is going to go as high as 50 to 70,000. Yes, I believe that will happen. It's just a matter of time. Can we look at Ardor? Ledley says, can we look at Ardor? Do you think it's the next Ethereum? Could be. It's not mineable. Let's have a look at Ardor. So I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know Ardor yet. But this is what I like about having you guys on, is I'm going to learn something new. So look at that massive 40% drop. But hey, the market's down, so let's not worry about that. Let's have a look at where it was and where it came from. So in the past, we've had less than 1 cent, and literally it went to $1.77. That's huge. What is that code? ARDR. Let's just have a look on this new site. Oops, wrong one. I'll close that one down. I'll see if it's on here. ARDR. Okay, so it's not on there. That's fine. I just thought I'd have a quick look. So we'll go back to this one. Let's see what markets it's on. So it's on most, wow, so 50% of this, right, is on Ubit, okay, and the other 20% is on Bittrex. So this is like a Korean site, Korean exchange, okay, and you got Bittrex, that's US, Poloniex. So most of the volume is in Korea, South Korea. So let's have a check out the website. And what else to start off with? We'll have a look at the chart again. So it started off pretty cheap. Now, this would have been so it started off in 2016. And then we started to get, things happening in April 2017. Yeah. And then it started to rise. We were at 25 cents. It dropped a bit, 14 cents. And then, of course, we had a big rise for, December. And now we're back at 40 cents. So I had a massive drop today. So the question is, what do I think of that? And so all the coins, so we had this massive run up, and now we're coming back down to here. So we're coming back to those levels just before December, back in November. So it doesn't mean that this project sucks. It just means that this could still go up, right, according to the rest of the market. It could still go up. And it could still, go past, I think it went as high as $2. It could still go back up past $2. However, it may take some time to do that. And they still have to deliver on what their roadmap is, all the different products that they've got. So we'll just have a look at, so it's a scalable blockchain as a service platform for business. So essentially these big projects like this have got the ability to get into the top 10. Okay, because they're offering something bigger. It's not just like an app or something simple. It's, something, they're trying to solve a bigger problem. Okay, so it's built on NXT. And from what I can tell, so it's not using any blockchain, so it must be like a different type of architecture. You can probably check out the video here, find about it. But I'll try and find some more information about it and just see, give you a better sort of analysis of this one. But just because it's down at this price doesn't mean, that's where it's going to be in the future. Like, you got to remember, before here it was 22 cents and now we're at 40 cents. So if the market starts moving on upwards, then you can see this going this way. So yeah, it would be difficult if you bought it at $2 and thinking it was going to continue. But now it's coming back into a good opportunity to buy. And many of these projects, it's ranked 47. So if it turns out to be, really good in the long run, it will move on up into the top 10. Okay, so I'll try and find a bit more information on that to help you out. Always love coming across new coins. All right. Yeah, so Gene says, welcome Gene, that Ardor is a parent coin for Ignis and NXT. I have seen those coins before, yeah. All right, we might finish up with one last one. Manto says, what do I think of Transcodium? All right, let's have a look at Transcodium. Transcodium. Do we know the Transcodium? Have you got the symbol for that, or is it a new ICO? Oh, it's a new ICO. Let's have a look. Maybe it's on ICO drops. And we'll finish up with this tonight. Okay, I can't see it there. If you've got the code for it, or if you've got the web link, can you just put that in for me, Manto, and I'll have a quick look at that for you. I haven't actually come across that one before, but hey, it's nearly an ICO every day coming out, which is pretty crazy. So I've mentioned this one before. You can check this out, tokendata.io, and it has a lot of information, I think, on just normal coins and ICOs as well. So that's pretty handy. And of course, ICO drops. All right, and see that price now? It went down a little bit, and now it's back up to 7.8. So who knows? This might be a bit of a bottom just for today. Who knows? It might bounce up a little bit more, but that is because of the support that happens with the whales. All right, so I think that covers about it. So I might think we might finish up where we're at for time. Yeah, we're nearly going on nearly an hour. But I do appreciate you guys coming on board, and I do read all your comments and questions. And when you've got me live, I'll do my best to answer any of the stuff for you. Some of the stuff I don't know, like some of these new coins, I don't know them very well, but I'll try and find out some more information about them. And these other projects that I know very well, and I'll try and cover those when we get a chance. Okay, so Mando says can't send the link in the chat because of YouTube. Okay, fair enough. No worries. Maybe just search it on Google. Good idea. Okay, give me just a quick look. I'll do that now. Transcodium. Okay, rent your idle machine for file editing, transcoding, and distribution. Okay, so it looks like they're doing something with video. They got the ICO happening. Some explainer videos. Interesting, yeah. So cloud transcoding. Okay, so here's a problem they're solving, right? Because I do YouTube and I do other stuff with the video, the whole transcoding just takes time, and it locks up your computer. So this is not a bad idea to do video and transcoding video. You know, it's a usable thing. So this is interesting. I might actually do a bit more on this. And also they're talking about a master node. That's interesting. Master nodes are interesting. Means it's like another way to make money if you have a master node. Token sales 72%, which is good. And they're going for 500,000 to 30 million. It's not too bad. 30 million, not asking for too much. And there's 86 million tokens. I might do a bit more of an in-depth review on this. I appreciate you bringing this to my attention. This looks interesting. And it looks like we could be in the ICO stage right now. We'll have a quick look at their roadmap. Yeah, maybe I'll do a review on this one or something. This looks interesting. Okay, so there's the roadmap now. So 2018, they're going for the pre-sale, crowdfunding, wallet, development of masternode, and then next year, they're beta testing the platform. So basically like a 2-year project could be pretty big. Could be interesting. That would be worth one checking out. All right, I'm definitely going to review that one and put a little bit more effort into it for you guys. So I appreciate Manto for showing that. And so I'll finish up tonight. So any of you guys, if you've already subscribed to the channel, you don't have to subscribe again. All you need to do is when this actual live stream goes to YouTube and gets posted, all you need to do is like, because you're already subscribed, so you don't have to subscribe again. If you haven't subscribed before, then you just hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell icon so that you get notifications when I go live as well. And then just have a comment or a question and then put your Bitcoin Cash address. And that way I can get your comments and questions and try and answer some of those. And also you get yourself a chance to win $10 worth of Bitcoin Cash. And effectively, because it went down 30%, you're actually getting more coins than you would have yesterday. So that $10 is actually buying more of those coins. So I'll be giving more of them away. And when the price goes back up, it'll be worth more. So it's not too bad. So that's awesome stuff. All right, well, I appreciate everyone on board tonight, and I appreciate your questions and all your comments, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, thanks guys. Bye.